Hey everyone, it's Kay here. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'm going to be doing more of my Creep on June, hashtag Creep on June, which is a collaboration created by Tracy Fox of Tracy Fox Creative, and the kit is available on her Etsy shop, and that's at Love Junk Journals, and I've put the links below. I'm just going to have a go at this creation. I saw somebody do it was a tunnel type journal, and I thought, oh, that looks really effective, but I'm not going to do the tunnel type for the journal. I'm going to have a sort of like 3D effect journaling card. So I've got a bit of craft card that I've been using from Spotlight, so because it's nice and thin. This is from the kit, so I'm just going to put this on here. And we're going to build up kind of layers. I've never done anything like this before at all. So this is me having a go at something. Just because I think sometimes it's good to sort of try things that are new and not in your repertoire of things you tend to fall back on, which is what I tend to do. So I'm having a go at one of these 3D type effect things. I don't know what to call them, because it's not going to be like a tunnel. It's not going to be really defined, but it will be layered because I want it to go in the journal. So if you have it too layered, it won't be able to fit in. And as you can see, it doesn't fit the piece of paper I've got it on, but that's alright, because like I said, I don't know how this is going to work out at all. I think the edge is supposed to be like a cave type thing, but I'll work on that in a minute. So the first layer, I'm going to have this book shelf here, and I think that I might just elevate that a little bit. So I've got some packaging here, so about there, and about more, about there, just okay. Hopefully my glue is not clogged up, and of course it is, as usual. I wonder if it's worthwhile unclogging it. It's a bit cold here in Adelaide today, but still no rain. Very disheartening. We've got a bit of a spike in COVID cases, and I don't know if the dry sort of cold weather exacerbates that kind of thing. Back in the day when I was a teacher, we used to have this sort of old, like Royal Wives' Tale theory kind of thing, that kids always used to get sick in that sort of weather just before winter, when it was just cold and dreary and no wind and no rain. And then we always just say that hopefully the rains will come soon because it'll wash it all away. Inevitably, when the rain started, kids wouldn't be as sick. I think you're on an angle, so I'm just going to move you a little bit. Sorry. Right, so I'm going to do another layer around here, hopefully. I've got no idea, like I said, I've got no idea how this is going to work. I think it's going to be sort of like a bit there. I was going to do a bit there, and be here, and do I want it down the bottom or not? No, just maybe a little bit down here. Like I said, I've got no idea what I'm doing here. But the third time I said it, I'm probably really annoying you already, so I apologise for that. I'm just going to have a look for a minute. Just going to have a bit of there. It doesn't matter if it's a bit jagged, because I think that will add to the character a bit. I think it's supposed to be torn. Don't know. I didn't watch anybody because I just wanted to have a see if I could try and do something for myself. See if that's a good idea or not. I need to have a knife still. What did I say? I'm just looking at the marks I've got on my paper here, just to give me a bit of a rough idea where to go. I quite like the idea of holding it up a bit because it makes it a little bit jagged to cut. Whoop. And up here. And I don't think that's the way it's supposed to look. It's a bit square, isn't it, really? I think it's supposed to be a bit more rounded. So we'll try again. And just tear it this time. See how I go. Put that to one side and never mind. I'm about to use it for something else. Tricky. This could be a way of getting rid of your frustrations. You're feeling a bit angry. Tear some paper. I don't know. Sometimes that might make me feel even more frustrated because it's not what you normally do, which is something I don't normally do. All this paper going piling up over here. I think that needs to come up a bit more. This is going to take forever, I just know it. So I apologise in advance. So that's going to come up a little bit. So I'm just going to cut my... I think maybe this is... I think I should have perhaps printed this off on the thicker paper rather than the thin paper. Oh well. More GSM's K. So dark. We have to have the lights on everywhere. What day was it we had to have the lights on just nearly all day? I think it was Sunday. So dark. I don't know how those people who live in the Northern Hemisphere who go without much, when they have the long, you know, the long days when they don't have any daylight or they don't have any night time or don't have any daylight. I don't know. I'm not quite clear on that one. This is just to elevate it a little bit. This is not... Just going to glue that down. I hope this works out. all of effort for no result. I can see already that maybe I should have done, because it's on one, maybe I should have done 2 layers for this particular thing. You know, I think that's for, sometimes you just learn by doing, you know, like sometimes it's best, you know, it's good to watch videos and see how other people do it, but sometimes it's good to have a go at yourself and just trying to see if you can work it out yourself. Sometimes I find that I learn best by doing that, having a go at something yourself. A long weekend here and in Adelaide. I'm not too South Australia. I don't know if it's a national holiday or whether, I think it could be, used to be the Queen's birthday because of course the Queen has died now, and King Charles is there, but they're keeping the same day, I think, for whether they'll ever change the day, I don't know, because it was never on the Queen Elizabeth's birthday anyway. So we have a holiday, public holiday being that nobody has to go to work in their offices and things like that. You know, some people obviously, like police officers and hospitals and things like that, don't get a public holiday, they have to work. Shops are shut. Says me, who I know there's some places have got designated tourists areas, so they're open usually, which is the Central District of Adelaide, I think is one of them, in Glenelg, which is a seaside suburb of Adelaide. Here's the other one. I think that's better. Lift it up a bit higher. So I'm using this because it's nice and thin. Alright, so next layer. This is going to go here. Above, so this has to be up 3 times. Three times? Yes, 3 times. I've saved all this packaging, so I might as well use it. And one more. So this morning I asked, we have a family group, because all my extended family, except my sister, my mum and sister's family, and I have a cousin in Sydney, that everybody else of my family lives, all my cousins, and except for the one in Sydney, and a few aunts and uncles that I've got left, all live overseas. And so we have this family group, and I just asked this morning whether anybody had any old photographs of my grandparents, you know, when they got married, just because I'd like to have that, and I'll be able to use some of it in my journal. So didn't take the back off, did I? Oh, it's moving. layers. I'm going to stick those legs down on the thing here. These ones are going to have to be stuck down the lower level, unfortunately. They're too thin to put something behind. Now I need another layer of stone. Do the same again. So anyway, I asked my family if anybody had any old photographs or old documents of anybody, and my cousin, who lives in America, had some things because her mum passed away a few years ago now, and her mum, my auntie, was my dad's favourite. We used to always call her my favourite sister. She was the youngest one, and when she passed, they all went to the house to clean it out, and she found this old pharmaceutical book and in the attic. So even though it was sad because she was cleaning out her mum's house because she'd passed away, this book, this pharmaceutical book, brought back memories, because she said she looked at this book with her grandmother, her dad's mother, when she was a little girl, and she's very nicely sent me photographs so I can use it in my journals, which is very nice of her, I think. I should have, you know what I should have done? I should have inked everything. Darn. I forgot. Did you yell at me? Did you tell me? Did you say anything? But on the other hand, is it good to have a white there? I don't know. So I've just been getting them and downloading them and pop them away for future reference. Have you ever been in an old house? Depends on where you go. Like, we stayed in this really old house with some friends once, and we had went a bit of a 3-hour drive, so it was a place where you could stay overnight, and we had a murder mystery dinner, you know, one of those, you know, where you dress up and try to solve the clues of the who did it kind of thing. That was fun. And I think I'm at the stage where I need foam mounts rather than... I should have done it a bit... I think with the whole idea of the tunnel effect is supposed to be less. I should have done more at the bottom. Blast. I won't have anything left. Anyway, so that house was particularly eerie. She asked us in the morning whether it was an old bishop's house. She asked us in the morning whether we'd seen anything or heard anything, and a couple of the people said that they'd heard things. I can't decide whether I had a dream or what, but I had this... It woke me up, wherever it was, that this hand was coming through the wall or something or other, but it could have just been a dream. Who knows? That's better. Just because you see the bit underneath, that's the whole idea, I think. Just trying to make sure it's defined a little bit. It's a bit thin now. Right. So we need to have this one up a bit more again. Tedious, isn't it? Sorry. Yes. trying to decide what I've done wrong. I've done something wrong. I know I've done something wrong. I think this layer goes up next, and then we have the other things. So we might have the chair here, for instance, on that level. We might have this lamp behind, even though there's a lamp on this side. Might have a lamp behind this side. There, maybe. Books on the floor, perhaps. This might be our last layer, perhaps. And the layer on top to sort of look through. That's how I think it's going to work. Let's see how we go. So anyways, this house was in, like I said, this in town, it's in a far north town from here, about a 3-hour drive. The woman who owned it was very eccentric, and she lived in this house by herself. It was a huge house because it was a Bishop Manse. And like I said before, it was a Bishop Manse, and they were quite large residences and quite ornate. And it was still full of lots of old furniture, and I think there was, how many couples of them? I think there might have been 6 couples. Was it 4 couples? 4 couples? Well, I reckon it might be the 6. Anyway. Most of us slept in the house, and there was a few people. There was room. They converted the stables outside to more accommodation. Was the stables or servants' quarters? I can't remember what it was now. And they converted those into modern places to stay. So they stayed. Some people stayed outside. It was very, very interesting to say the least. She was the woman who owned the house. Was very, very, very unusual in her manner. What am I up to? Have you been counting for me? This just needs one more on there, I think. Yes, I know I've gone over the edge on some of them, but that's alright. I'm just going to trim them off in a minute. See if that's enough. Yeah, that's good. So I'm just going to trim the bits of cardboard that I can see, because we don't want to have them showing. Is the right word, Kay. That's everything. So I think that's it. That's it. Pop it down. So even though like these tunnel effect ones, have a look. In the Foxy Crafters, you have to ask to belong if you want to belong there. Foxy Crafters Facebook group, and then there was someone there showing a video of how to do the tunnel effect. If that's something that really interests you, like I said, I'm just doing a bit of a potted version. .3D. I stuck down. Did I stick that down? I think I stuck that bit down. Bit remiss of me. Okay. My husband was listening because I often watch my videos on the cast my videos to the TV screen just after they come out, just to have a look to see what they look like on the big screen and how I come across. And he said to me, some of your words run together, Kay. You have about 4 or 5 words all closely said together. And I think, yes. My father used to always say to me, Kay, slow down. talking too fast? Let me know, everybody, if you find sometimes that I am talking a bit too fast and that you miss what I say. It's not very good. Mind you, if I'm prattling on, you might not want to listen to me anyway. Oh. Put those bottom back legs behind, I think, and the front legs on top, like that. Need to come over a bit more, I think. Carefully, because they're a bit sticky, these. I knew it. Should be right though, because going over it enough that will still be covered over. Putting the back legs underneath the last layer. There, that's better. Oops. So put them, stick them down. And why, you know why it looks a bit funny? Because, okay, you didn't take into consideration that's a different layer. So I'm going to just do a couple of bits there. Just as well as being covered over, these bits are ripped up, isn't it, really? Whoops. Okay. Let's see if this works. Oops. See, don't want to see that, do we? That's better. That's better. It's a bit more even. A bit more even. Don't know if that's correct grammar or not. Let's put some of these books in. I think then I might need to chop them off a little bit to go in there. A bit less. Right, so I need to put them up on something. I might just use some foam mounts on this one. A couple more in the middle, so there's 2 layers of foam mounts. Okay, let's have a look. That works, hopefully. Yes, have I got room for this big lamp that I said I wanted in there? Might have to take off the bottom though. I think that does. Oh look, I actually worked that up myself. I'm actually pleased the way it worked. Do you think it needs another layer on top? What do you think? I don't know. I think it might just be enough the way it is. Just going to put a little bit of, it's going to be too wide, but I'm just going to put it down the bottom, I think, just to sort of give it a bit of dimension as well. It should really have another one on top, I think. But I don't know, I think I quite like it the way it is. did it again, didn't I? Don't need to have that much there. Try and take it off now without wrecking the lantern, the light, I should say. Okay. Does it need another layer? I don't know. I think that it might be enough the way it is. You get the idea of a 3D, because the idea, I suppose, is like if you put another layer, then it looks even more set in. How about I very quickly, quickly, she says, do another layer. And maybe not. Might not be the thing to do. I'll have to put all these scraps on a bit of paper somewhere and recycle them. You know, like make a just a one colour masterboard, I think. So, yes, this is very tedious and time consuming, so I've probably gone way over the time that I normally do. Like the last couple of videos have been longer than half an hour, and I don't really like to go for longer than half an hour because I find that people get turned off. Right. Yeah, I think it does need another layer. Come to think of it. Alright, let's ink it up a bit. How am I going to get this in my journal? It's going to create a lot of bulk. Find a spot for it. I'll have to stick it to maybe the cover, perhaps. Put it behind something like a flip app or something, so added a bit more. Oh, look at the surprise kind of element. Right, this one I'm just going to be lazy and put it on foam mounts. Wasteful, I know, but sometimes it's quicker. Plus, sometimes it's the right size. Oops. It's not sticking to the paper and sticking to my fingers instead. Annoying. Oops. So I hope you've found this interesting and not too boring. I mean, there were some boring patches, I know. Watching somebody just create layers, you probably have done this technique yourself, but I thought I would just do it and do it on camera, just so that people who are interested in doing something that's a tunnel effect. I think that with the tunnel effect that things are a bit more elevated, but like I said, this person, and I don't think I can share the video to the link to you, because she shared it on the Foxy Crafters, and that's a private group. You have to apply to join. pretty easy. You just have to answer a question about what will you do to support others and join up. I don't participate in everything that they do, but this is like I said, I wasn't going to do this, but as soon as I saw the wallpaper, like I said before, the papers, I just thought, oh, I have to. Just love the papers and the oldie worldy look. This vintage look, I should say, an oldie worldy, abandoned house look. Old house. Didn't do that very well, did I? It's all different. It's all different. Not even the same size. Goodness me, what have I done wrong here? I've obviously cut it wrongly. That needs to be come up a bit more because I cut it wrong. So there's not going to be enough at the top here, which is a bit of a disappointment. And because I've got the foam in there, it's not going to be tearing, is it? No. Sorry about this. Oh, stuck to my fingers. I mean, they still sell, did you know, like the old houses had wallpaper all over them. Do people still have wallpaper? I don't know. Is it you know, you still see it sometimes, but for sale, but I don't know, do people put it on their walls anymore? Yeah, I've done it. The top is just bothering me because it's not tall enough. I don't think I can fix it unless I rip the whole thing off and do it again, but I'm not going to do that because I bet you as soon as I turn you off I probably will. Anyway, hope you like my 3D tunnel like journaling card and bee. I'm just going to trim it up and ink it up a little bit more, and it turned out better than I thought. Thank you very much for joining me. Give me a thumbs up, make a comment. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are about this, and I'll see you in the next video, hopefully. See ya, bye-bye.